So I have everything drying, just cleaned it all. The reason I did that is because I bought this. It is an enamel clear coat. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna spray all the painted surfaces. So I have the frame over there on the ground, but then we have the chain cover and the fork. Something I will have to do, obviously I have bearings and hardware. This will be taken off before we paint. But something I did notice with the fork is it appears that the race for the bearing has been pressed in to the fork here. And it's actually retaining this cover, this polished cover that goes on the fork. And I don't want to take it off because I'm afraid of dinging anything up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape that up and obviously take off the hardware from here. And then I left some of the bolts to this cover kind of in the frame still, so I knew exactly where they went. But I'll take those out, obviously. And what we'll do is I will get you guys set up outside and we will get a nice clear coat on this. And if it turns out okay, then we'll get a really good wax on this. And that should really bring back the shine. So again, this is like I called it a celebration of how it was cared for before. Yeah, there's nicks and scratches and everything like that, but overall the paint's in very, very good condition for being like 45 years old. And this all seems original. So I thought keeping the paint original, obviously protect it, and get a nice wax on it to get some shine should really be very cool, you know, before we move on to like the wheels and the polished bits and everything like that. So let's tape up the fork here, the little polished cover there, and then we will take it outside and get some clear coat on all the painted surfaces. Alright, so we're here in my professional painting booth, and I know what you're probably thinking too. Camper's pretty close, but I did shut the windows, so that's about all the work I'm going to do at saving this from getting too much of the clear coat. Again, it's clear coat, so what's the worst that can happen, right? I guess we'll find out. But what I'm going to do is I have that can we are going to, I'm going to mix it up, and I'll show you one coat on the parts here. So I have the fork, the chain guard, and the bike here. We'll do one coat. With that can, it says to use it all within 48 hours. So since these are the only parts that will need paint or clear coat, sorry, what we will do is just do a bunch of coats on it until the can runs out. I'll show you guys one coat and then the final product. So let's get going. I really want you to wear a respirator while you use this. So I just have a standard old N95 with a filter on it, because that's the only thing I have. So hopefully that works. Take it up a little bit, and then there's a little piece here that's supposed to release chemicals. So just 2 minutes of shaking. All right, we'll let that sit for about 10 minutes and then just keep applying coat after coat. Hopefully get 3 out of it. Seems like it's already like close to halfway gone, so we'll see. All right, bring you guys back for the final product. Well, here's after the 3rd coat. Definitely has a lot more shine to it, so that's cool. We'll see how some of these areas kind of clear up. I got just 3 coats. And the last one's pretty thick, so hopefully it dries okay. Seems like it's doing okay. Got a little bit of a run right there. Not too big of a deal. Now I do have it upside down, so I'm afraid that a lot of these lower ones, I mean, I got a good spray underneath, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it kind of gets a nice solid dry to it, so it kind of keeps its shine. Because remember, this is just for protection. This is all the original decals and everything. See if you can kind of see it on here. You can't really see it on these pieces because they're kind of in the shade, but you can see it has a little bit of gloss to it now. All right, we'll let it dry for the day. I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's dry, but one can got about 3 coats. Honestly, for this, I should have got 2. So if I ever do this again, I'll make sure to get 2 of those cans. They're pretty expensive. I think it was like 30 bucks a can. But if you did 2 of them, you could probably get, 5 to 6 really thick coats of an epoxy clear coat, which basically should protect the bike forever at that point, hopefully. But we'll see. We'll see what the 1 can does with the 3 coats. Like I said, bring you guys back and we'll see it. All right, so we're checking on them about 4 o'clock. I think about 8 o'clock when we started. So it's been about 8 hours, and they have been in the heat, man. Oh yeah, it's definitely getting a nice thick layer, especially over all this stuff. This is like exposed, all that the decal, that was just a top layer, like almost like it was stenciled on, and it was coming off really easy. I was being very delicate not to hurt this before I put the clear coat on, but now I'm really happy that we shouldn't destroy it anymore. But no, it looks pretty good. It, I wish I had another can. I feel like a lot of this stuff, the orange peeling, we probably could have got away with getting like another can and really laying it thick. But what's nice is we'll be able to kind of hand polish this, and hopefully it kind of smooths it out a little bit, but it's definitely giving it some shine that it did not have before. Here's the forks. As you can see, all of the decals was coming off. I really wanted to protect the original decal it had on there. It's becoming less sticky, so it's definitely drying. Here's the frame. As you can see, we had a lot of damage on the bottom here, so what I wanted to do was get a nice thick amount kind of in the crevices there to keep it from really peeling. But I did leave the logo on, and it's because I wanted to protect that as well, and I'm glad I did. It really brought some shine to it, so really, really nice. As you can see here, it's kind of filling in some of the crevices, and again, same thing with this decal. It was really exposed, and I did not want to lose it, so glad we did that. It looks like it's drying really nice, has a nice shine to it. Again, I think the overall goal with this is to create a 10-footer. So I want this bike looking really good from 10 feet away. And I think we're gonna do that. I think the paint's gonna look really nice, and I think now with this this like epoxy clear coat or enamel clear coat, whatever, I think it's an epoxy clear coat, we can actually get like a really nice wax to this too to protect it, and it should really give some good shine. So once everything kind of cures, we'll get a good wax as we're throwing everything together, but hopefully this frame's popping. I want it to shine, so, and I think it's going to do that. But again, it will have some of its, you know, some of its kind of owies here, which is fine, totally fine. Really happy with how it turned out. Again, if I was to do it again, I'd do 2 cans, but lesson learned, I guess. With the next Schwinn I do, we'll keep that in mind for the next like kind of restoration. But no, she looks really, really good. It's definitely what it was missing. It was a quality clear coat. So awesome. All right, it's been about a week since I let this thing cure, and this thing really has some good shine to it. Yeah, it looks really, really good. You can see here on this cover how much shine that clear coat brought. And you can feel it. It's like a whole another layer of protection. So very, very happy with that. Again, I wish I had another can of it. I think 2 cans would really make it quite sealed, but we have all of the metal pieces now. I took the tape off, and what we need to do is kind of buff them out a bit and polish them. So let's get to it. All right, so I think that's going to be it for this little installment of the Schwinn Twinn. We're going to keep it apart for this little episode. The next episode, the plan is to address those wheels. And I think with the condition they're in, we can probably do that without taking them apart. So in the Continental video, I took them all apart and cleaned them up that way. But something I think that's a little more approachable for most people out there trying to restore these bikes is keeping the wheels intact. So that way you're not taking everything apart, breaking things like I did with the Continental part or with the series. So what we're gonna do is keep everything kind of apart with the frame right now. And the reason is you can't really set it up with that little idler arm for the chain tension there until you get wheels on. So really, it's not worth it until you can get the wheels ready to be put on the bike, and then you can flip it on. So we can do wheels, kickstand, and then set the bike up, and then it'd be nice to then polish and wax the clear coat after that. So that way, you know, the last one can just be cleaning up all the chrome pieces and getting the bike ready to ride again. So with that, thank you guys, and see you guys in the next installment. All right, bye.